Was always late for everything. And we were discussing this when we were making funeral arrangements, because I remember when Dorothy passed away, everybody was at the cemetery. I don't know if everybody remembers this, but everybody was at the cemetery, and Courtney wasn't there. And I remember, I'm like, where the heck is she? And I'll never forget that day, because when she got out of the car, I just looked at her and I go, really? And she just laughed at me. So that's why we're starting a little late today. But in order to preserve the dignity of today's service, I would like to ask everybody to either put your cell phones off or on vibrate. So I'm Alexis Horvath. I'm the funeral director here, but I've also known Courtney for a very long time and the rest of the family. So they had asked me to actually officiate today and say a few words. As we gathered today, we're here to say our goodbyes to Courtney Struble Yanish. And we are also here to thank her for her wonderful life and the impact she had on each of you. It is apparent by your attendance today that Courtney's life has affected all of us in a unique way. We come here to acknowledge the full circle of our lives and to know that she has packed an incredible amount of living in her 56 years. When we lose someone, she was lost so suddenly. It really, in truthfulness, when I got the call, I didn't realize that she was so sick, and I don't think everybody here did. So I want to make sure that we all remember that we're going to have a hard time grasping the idea that she's gone, but I feel like the whole world might be spinning and we might be in a whirlwind. So we come today to gather together in disbelief, but we also have to believe that she is in a better place today, and she's with her family members that have gone before her. Courtney filled such a vibrant part of our world, and we're all at a loss to see how we can fill that void. Our lives have changed by the death of Courtney, and this change brings many feelings and emotions to everyone here. but we must have hope that she is in a better place and at peace. So we gather here not to mourn the end of a life, but to celebrate the transition from one life to another. May the memories that mark our history with Courtney be the foundation of hope which sends us into tomorrow. We all come to stand and join one another on this journey of grief. Thank you for being here today as we gather to honor and remember Courtney. We come to bear witness to your loss and to your grief. We are here to laugh and cry together and to celebrate Courtney's life. Her life has affected all of us in a unique way, and there are no words to express the pain and the unbelievable sadness that surrounds us all. Courtney was devoted to her family. She was a no-nonsense type of person, and she had a heart that reached out to so many people. Her kindness was even more apparent by the way she treated animals. She just loved all animals with all her heart. She was always open to help anybody and to help all the animals. She even had a skunk, right? I couldn't believe that one. We all know she was a good mother, a good wife, daughter, sister, aunt, cousin, friend to everyone. But she instilled good values in all her children and her grandchildren. We all know, though, she spoiled the grandkids. Because I'm thinking, we all know that the grandkids were her pride and joy, right? And she was blessed to have them, and she spoiled them constantly. I look at him smiling. He's like, yep. I really actually think there'll probably be more Amazon packages coming that will be like just coming in once in a while. That might be orders that she had in the past. So you might see that Amazon or the UPS truck still. She liked to shower her family, and that was her it was just huge for her. She loved her family, she loved her grandkids, and I can't get over his smile because he's like, I know it, and I can't wait for Amazon to come. But our lives have all changed. The change has brought about many feelings and emotions. But we must have hope that she's in a better place and she's at peace. So we gather here not to mourn the end of a life, but to celebrate the transition from one life to another. As we say goodbye to Courtney, we realize how her life has affected all of us in a unique way, and we also realize how her love impacted everyone here. And we remember the little things that made a special place in our hearts. In times like these, nothing replaces the place of family and friends. Your presence here today helps us to realize that we are not alone and how valuable Courtney was to others. By being here, you are helping each other begin the process of turning tears into memories. We gather to remember the little things that made a special place in our hearts, to remember those happy times when we laughed and those other times when our hearts broke as one. I would like to invite Bruce to come up, and he's going to read a poem on behalf of Austin and Miranda.
Good morning. I see a lot of faces in here that I've never seen before. So again, my name is Bruce. I'm Miranda's father. Miranda had wanted to do a reading this morning, and like any good dad would, Miranda had asked me to stand up and do it for her. She picked something out that I feel is very appropriate, especially after talking with Austin and just witnessing some of the things that I've witnessed with Courtney. So I think it's a pretty appropriate poem. It sets with me as well because it's something that someone had read at my mother's funeral. So my condolences again. I know what you're going through. I've gone through it myself. It's not easy. It's not an easy road, but you got good memories and you'll get through it. And that's what you have to remember. So anyway, I'm going to start to read here. So this poem was actually written by Temple Bailey. I don't know if anybody has heard her name, but this is the author of this poem, so I hope you enjoy it. So the young mother set her foot on the path of life. Is this the long way, she asked. The guide said yes, and the way is hard. You will be old before you reach the end of it, but the end will be better than the beginning. But the young mother was happy, and she could not believe that anything could be better than these years. So she played with her children, gathered flowers for them along the way, and bathed them in the clear streams. As the sun shone on them, the young mother cried, "Nothing could ever be lovelier than this." The night came, and the storm, and the path became dark. The children shook with fear and cold. The mother drew them close to her and covered them with her mantle. The children said, "Mother, we are not afraid, for you are near. No one can harm us." Then morning came, there was a hill ahead, and the mother and her children climbed it and grew weary. She would frequently tell the children, "Keep your patience, because we're almost there." So the children continued to climb. When they reached the top, they said, "Mother, we would not have done it without you." When the mother laid down at night, she looked up at the stars and thought, "This is a better day than the last, for my children have learned fortitude in the face of hardness. Yesterday I gave them courage. Today I have given them strength." The next day, strange clouds appeared, which darkened the earth, clouds of war, hate, and evil. As the children groped and stumbled, the mother said, "Look up, lift your eyes to the light." The children looked, they saw above the clouds an everlasting glory, and it guided them beyond the darkness. That night the mother said, "This is the best day of all, for I have shown my children God." The days went on, and the weeks and the months and the years. The mother grew old, and she was little and bent over. But her children were tall and strong and walked with courage. When the way was rough, they lifted her, for she was light as a feather. At last they came to the top of the hill. They could see a shining road with a golden gate that opened wide. The mother said, "I have reached the end of my journey. I know now that the end is better than the beginning, for my children can walk alone, and their children after them." The children said, "You will always walk with us, Mother, even when you have gone through the gates." They stood and watched her as she went alone. The gates closed after her. The children said, "We cannot hear her, but she is still with us. A mother like ours is more than a memory. She's a living presence." Our mother is always with us. She is a whisper of the leaves as we walk down the street. She is the smell of the bleach in our freshly laundered socks. She is a cool hand on our brow when we are not feeling well. Our mother lives inside our laughter. She's crystallized in every teardrop we shed. She's a place we came from, our first home. She's the map we follow with every step we take. She's our first love, our first heartbreak, and nothing on earth can separate us from her. Not time, not space, not even death.
Thank you, Bruce. And Carrie wanted to come up.
Hi, I'm Carrie, the godmother of Jesse and Jordan. I didn't get to know Courtney that well, but I do know that she lived a life that mattered and inspired others. She did this by coming from a place of love. She loved her family, her moms, her husband, her sons, her daughters, her granddaughters, her daughter-in-laws, her brothers, her sisters, her nieces, her nephews, her cousins, her friends, and her animals. Did I miss anybody? Something Courtney and I had in common from the very beginning was our love of children and animals. She was a smart woman. She not only knew what she loved, she knew how to achieve her goals. In other words, I'm saying when she put her mind to something, she was stubborn. But the good thing about this stubbornness is that it included loving others unconditionally. She wanted to make the world a better place. So the first thing she did was marry the right guy, a good man who would support her efforts for over 30 years. She also loved being his right-hand woman and his best friend. She was thrilled to become pregnant and give birth to her beautiful sons, Alec and Austin. And even with a full household, she wanted to make a bigger and better positive impact on our world. So she and Bill adopted Jesse and Jordan so many years ago on this very day. It's hard to argue with a heart of gold. She was a precious treasure for many and gone from all of us way too soon. She modeled a sense of humor, loyalty to her friends and her family, love of animals, and the importance of being a strong, independent woman with a mind of her own. Instead of the song by Billy Joel, "Only the Good Die Young," I am choosing to embrace a Bible verse, 1 John 4:19. We love because he first loved us. This is a reminder that we have the help from a higher power to get through this pain of losing Courtney. We honor Courtney, knowing that she lived her message using love to make a positive difference in our world. Her message inspires us. For many, it's true to say, we can love because Courtney first loved us. So take care of yourselves and take care of each other.
Thank you, Carrie. Jordan gave me something to read, and Ashley as well. So I'm going to read Jordan's first, because she typed hers out. Thank you for being with us today to celebrate a remarkable woman, my mom, Courtney. She was a caring, supportive, and loving wife, mother, sister, grandmother, and friend, but to me, she was just my mom. Wasn't just my mom. She was my best friend. She was there through all the ups and downs, the proud moments and disappointment moments. She also taught us to do our best with everything, no matter how hard it was. She was a blunt mom, but she was a good mom. She raised us all as respectful, strong, loving women and men, and she did a damn good job. She was my best friend, supporter, and most of all, the best mom. I can't believe I'm sitting here today as my mom is looking over me. I never saw this day coming so fast, but here we are. Mom will be remembered each day from the start. For the memories that we shared forever live within our hearts. May you rest peacefully. I love you, Mom. Love your daughter, Jordan. From Ashley, who wrote hers out. Big, though. Are there enough words to say something about someone who has given a little piece of herself to everyone and everything that she encountered. The truth is no, because she impacted everyone in a different and special way. If you look up the definition of the word selfless, you'll find a picture of Mom. She was only the one person who spread her love to so many people and animals. If you needed something, she would do everything in her power to make it happen. She not only raised 4 amazing children, but she also played a huge role in the upbringing of her friends, their friends, spouses, her nieces and nephews, and honestly, anyone that needed her most. She was the most honest and real person that I have ever met. She might have told you to go pound salt, and that's putting it nicely. We know that's nice. But trust and believe there were real, deep feelings behind that. See, she was a very intelligent person. There literally wasn't anything that she didn't know. So if she was speaking in depth, stern, or softly to you, it was for a reason to benefit you. But among all things, her passion was her grandkids. She was there for every important part of their life, and before you could get to the store to get something for them, she already had a shipment of clothes, food, diapers, toys, etc. scheduled for them. Hence, Amazon. What I'm trying to say is that Mom lived her life to serve. She lived her life to give for the joy of others, which gave her the most happiness. And for me, she saw a 14-year-old girl showing up to her house in the summer wearing winter boots and said, "Let's go shopping." I'll never forget all she has done for me. I'll never forget how she showed me a real mother's love. So today, as we say our goodbyes to the most special person, I ask that we all strive to be at least half the person that she was. And she wrote a little heart. She didn't want me to read this, but I'm going to. This is in her casket, and I thought this was pretty special. Mom, I love you, we love you, and thank you for absolutely everything. I hope that you found your dad when you saw the light and that you are now whole again. Love, your Snaggy. And that was from Ashley. May the memories that mark our history with Courtney be the foundation of hope which sends us into tomorrow. These memories are precious reminders of the love you shared. She would want you to remember the laughter, the joy, and even the crying. Let the bond that everyone here had with Courtney renew all of us with the joy of life. She is still dear to our hearts, and we need to keep our relationship with her alive by keeping all these memories alive. She may not be here herself anymore, but her memory still is. And the only way to survive is knowing that there is a halo of love, support, understanding, and memories circling the walls of grief. She would want everyone here to celebrate and cherish the memories that she has given to you. She would want you to live your life keeping the family values intact that she instilled, and always keep her close to your heart. She will be everyone's guardian angel, along with those who have gone before her. I have no doubt that she was received with huge open arms by Bill and Dorothy, and she is once again reunited with them. We all know how much she loved them both, and I hope you can find solace in knowing she's at peace with both of them. I ask that you bow your heads so we may pray together. Lord, please be with each person here today as they seek comfort in memories. Hold their hands and dry their tears in your own good time. We ask for your blessing, your calming spirit, and your promise of peace for this family. Courtney was one of yours, and we stand in awe at the impact she achieved on earth during her short stay. We are thankful for this wonderful woman and for the love we all shared with her. Almighty and everlasting God, the comfort of those who mourn, the strength of those who are weak, lift us upon the wings of your eternal promise in Christ. We ask God to bless this family and to watch over them. The Lord bless and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift upon his countenance upon you and give you peace forever. Amen. This does conclude the services here today at the funeral home, and the interment will be held at North Hardiston Cemetery. As we proceed to the cemetery, I'd like to ask all the drivers to not only put your regular headlights on, but also your hazard lights to help identify you as part of the funeral procession. If you'd like to come by, pay your respects to Courtney before you leave, I ask that you do so now. And we'll start with friends first, family, and leave the immediate family last. And also, just as a reminder, everybody is invited to join the family for a repast at the Franklin Fire Department after the interment. Sincere thank you for everyone being here today.